Preventing workplace violence. The most recent statistics from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics report that workplace homicide is the fourth leading cause of death in the workplace. Approximately 2 workers are murdered each day in the United States. About 15% of these are supervisors or managers. In addition, an estimated 1 million workers are assaulted annually in U.S. workplaces. Sensational violent acts by coworkers are only a small part of the total number of violent acts. Violence is the second leading cause of death for women in the workplace and the fourth leading cause of death for men. Each year, 2 million American workers are victims of violence at work, ranging from intimidating threats to homicide. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, about 11% of the workplace homicides are committed by a coworker, former coworker, or a customer. About 3/4 of all workplace violence was committed by unarmed offenders, but more than 80% of the workplace homicides were committed with firearms. Workplace violence can occur inside or outside of the workplace. It can include coworkers, customers, or people you know or don't know outside of work. A common type of workplace violence, especially against women, is a person under a restraining order who visits the workplace to intimidate or harass the victim. Violence at work may also be psychological. Use of symbols or gestures that communicate a violent intent or can be perceived by another person to reasonably be communicating violent intent are a psychological form of violence. Pointing your finger to imitate the shooting of a gun is a good example. Be sure to know the definition of workplace violence used in your work organization's workplace violence policy if it has one. No one can predict when a violent act will occur, but steps can be taken to increase personal safety and reduce risk to the organization. Everyone has a role, not just managers or corporate leadership. That means it is important for you to understand signs and symptoms of potential workplace violence, know what to do if it occurs, and what you can do to stop or prevent it. Some workers are at increased risk of workplace violence because of the duties or tasks that they perform. Of course, no one is immune. For example, workers who exchange money with the public, deliver passengers, goods, or services, work with patients or emotionally ill persons, and work alone or in small groups during late night shifts or early morning hours in high crime areas are at increased risk. Research shows that taxi drivers consistently experience the highest risk of being killed in workplace-related violence. Research and statistics vary among sources, but other high-risk work settings are liquor stores, gas stations, detective protective services, courts, police and correctional system occupations, grocery stores, jewelry stores, hotels, motels, and eating-drinking places.